Hello, welcome back to another video. Today is oh so exciting, as it always is, but we are talking about the book series of Full Throttle. Oh my gosh, I literally was like, remember it, and then I couldn't remember it. Full Throttle, which is an F1 series, which I love F1, and for the occasion, I'm just wearing like a tank top right now, just like classic, cute pink tank top, but I have this shirt, which is a Lando Norris shirt. So cute. Or I have this sweatshirt, which is just like more of a generic F1 sweatshirt. So put in the comments below right now which one you want me to wear. I'll wait. And while you're at it, like, subscribe, share, do all that. Okay. I think I'm gonna wear, well, I think I've worn both of them in a video before actually, because I think I wore the Lando Norris one in an F1 book series I've done before, but I think I wore the sweatshirt just in like a regular one because it's cute. Okay, let's see which one I pick. Okay, I picked the Lando Norris shirt, mostly because it's hot up here, and I don't really want to wear a sweatshirt right now, so yay! Okay, but as I said, we are going to be discussing the oh my god, Full Throttle series by Bromberg. There are currently 4 books in the series. I don't know if she's doing more. The 4th one just came out, so like maybe she'll announce something later, or maybe she's just doing 4 books, or I don't know. I mean, she hints at like kind of other couples, so I wouldn't be surprised if she announced another book, but also it could end here. I don't know. The first one in the series is Off the Grid, and I gave this one 5 stars. So you already know, we're starting off so good. Okay, so this one follows Spencer and Camilla, and he is in F2 right now, and he has not made it to F1 yet, and his dad was also a driver, but as a very young boy, he saw him unfortunately crash, and which was super traumatizing, obviously. And then Camilla, on the other hand, her dad owns one of the teams, and he wants her to kind of step in and take over as the leader of the team, and she doesn't really want to do that. So they meet because they need a new driver, and guess who's the new driver? Spencer. And guess whose dad convinced her to help work with the team and potentially take over one day? Camilla. Basically, they just start seeing each other more and hanging out more and more and more, and then they just start liking each other. They're kind of, I guess it's kind of like enemies to lovers, but they're not like enemies. It's like a soft enemies to lovers. Like there's no like knives against throat, you know what I mean? But it's still fun and it's still like tension, I would say. And it's just really, 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 really cute. Like I wasn't expecting to like this book as much as I did, and it surprised me and shocked me in the very best way. It was so fun. I literally couldn't put it down. I think I read it in one sitting. If not, it was definitely 2, like very quick. I just wanted to get through it because each scene I was like, oh my gosh, wait, what's going to happen next? Wait, what's going to happen next? And I'm pretty picky with my 5-star picks, honestly, these days. I think this is only my second of the year, and I'm still thinking about my first. So I think this is a really, 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 really good book. Next book we have On the Edge. And this one I gave 3.75, so still really, really good, still above average for me. This one is about Cruz Navarro and Maddox, and this one, oh my gosh, I love this setup. I just love it. It's fake dating, which, I mean, I'm obsessed with. I will eat up every single fake dating every single time. Like, literally, it's always going to be good for me. But the specific situation is that Cruz is going for this, like, really, really, really big sponsorship that will basically they compare it to like Air Jordans, like Nike with Michael Jordan, which if you haven't seen Air, the movie, that's what that's about, but you don't really need to see it. It's not that good of a movie, but I digress. But so that's like a huge deal. Like basically he could live off this money way like from now on and be completely fine. Like he would be set for life. And Cruz comes from already a racing family. The Navarro family is already racers. He's the 3rd generation actually. His grandpa was like a championship winner, F1 person, racer, And then his dad never won, but he was an F1 racer. Basically, he's better than his dad was, so his dad kind of has resentment, and they have a weird family dynamic, and his sister has a book too, so I might talk about it a bit more then, but just know that like he is kind of the playboy with family issues slash trauma kind of is his deal, but he's like just so fun. Like he's just so sweet and like but like fun and flirty. Like I don't know, I just loved him. I just loved his vibe the entire time. And then on the flip side, Maddox is she is like she lives in Texas and she kind of has like a boring life. Like her words not mine. Like she's just like I'm bored. Like I don't do anything. Like she works in marketing and she just wants to be like at a bigger job than she is, and she has a boyfriend but she's not really happy with him, and just like everything in her life she's fine but she's not like super happy or super feels like she's doing what she should be doing in her life. So then basically the fake dating comes in because Cruz needs to clean up his image to get this amazing sponsorship deal, and Maddox works at the company and is sitting in on the meeting that they are talking about with Cruz, and Cruz decides to pick her for his like fake girlfriend to clean up his image, and Maddox agrees kind of because she, like I said, she's kind of like bored with her life and wants some excitement, and also just because why would you give, like, why would you say no? Like, she gets to tour around, I mean, like, everywhere, Europe, Asia, like, everywhere the F1 circuit goes for free. Actually, not even for free. She's getting paid, and she gets to do it with, like, Cruz, who is beautiful, funny, like, attractive, so cute and fun, and, like, is so nice to her. So yeah, and I just love it. I always love fake dating because I just think there's like a lot of tension that comes along with it, and just fun scenarios and just like things like that, and like one bed happens, trope happens and stuff. But I think they did it so well and they're just so cute. Honestly, I kind of forget why I didn't give it higher than 3.75. I remember I loved it, and then like one thing made me so upset. It might have been like the plot, like the conflict or something. One thing made me so upset and I was like, this book was so good. And then now it's getting a little bit lower, but it's still really high. Our third book is Over the Limit, and I gave this 3 stars, which is kind of just my like, it was good. Like it wasn't anything special, but it was good. It wasn't bad. And this one follows Lachlan and Blair. So Blair is actually dating a different driver. She is dating Oliver Rossi, who's the fourth book, but she's dating him, and she has been for like 10 years on and off basically. And then Lachlan is Oliver's teammate. So obviously Oliver and Blair break up. It's not cheating trope at all, but it is teammates ex-girlfriend trope, if that's a trope. I don't even know. But yeah, basically Blair and Rossi have been like best friends for forever, her ex, but then they just kind of like, he's not like treating her how he should, and it's just like he kind of takes her for granted. So she finally breaks up with him, and she's been having these feelings for Lachlan because Lachlan is just like sweet. That is the main characteristic of him, sweet. Like he is just nice. That is the main way to describe him. Just a nice, sweet boy. That is it. Like literally nicest, sweetest boy in the world. And he just treats her really well, so that's what like she needs. And they have complications though, obviously, because she doesn't want to hurt Rossi after like getting with his teammate. And she doesn't want to like, her job has some stuff that's like complicated in jeopardy because she works on the F1 circuit. So she doesn't want like people to think she's just like jumping from driver to driver. He also has some conflict because he's trying to get a new contract, and if it looks like he's stealing his teammate's ex-girlfriend, that could be like trouble of like people wouldn't want to sign him because they don't think he's a team player. So there's like some issues that come around. I think I only gave it 3 because I was just bored kind of through a lot of it. Like it didn't have what the first 2 had for me of like, oh my god, like giddy and like kicking my feet and being like, I can't wait till I get to the next chapter. Like again, it wasn't bad. There was nothing in it that I was like, oh, I hate this, or like, oh, this is so annoying, or I'm not enjoying this book. I would still recommend this book because I still think it is a good book, and I still think it probably other people would like it more than I did, just because I just don't think it hit me as hard, but I still think it would hit other people hard, if that makes sense. It just wasn't my exact cup of tea. But I digress. It was still really, really good and really fun. We are on the last book so far of the series, Out of Control, which I gave a 3.75. So we're going back up again, guys. We're going back up. And these are all high. Like, these are all high ratings for me, just so it's like very clear. And this one's extra fun because we have two characters we've already met, which I love when that happens. It's like the best. It's my bread and butter because we already get to see the tension brewing. So our two characters are Sophia Navarro, which if you remember Navarro, that was Cruz from the second book. It is his younger sister. So Cruz was with Maddox. And then now his little sister is Sophia. And he and she are part of the racing family that's like the grandpa raced and their dad raced, and they have the complicated family dynamic and blah blah blah. So that's her. And then he is Oliver Rossi, who was mentioned a lot in the third book because he is the infamous ex of Blair. So he was set up because like his ex left him and started dating his teammate in the third book, which we just talked about. And he is described as being like a playboy, a partier, a player, like all of those things, which was kind of ironic because Cruz was kind of described as like the exact same things. And then Cruz has like such an issue with him being those things, which is just like, haha, funny. Kettle calling the pot black. But I digress. But basically, we've gotten hints that Sophia has had a crush on Oliver before this. Just like in moments in the second book, she would just be like, oh, Oliver's looking really cute today. And her brother would be like, no, don't do that. But now Oliver and Cruz are teammates following the events of the third book. So they are teammates now. So it's like even more intense. So she sees him all the time. And on the off season, she is going to like a music festival and she's dancing and blah, blah, blah. And this guy is being gross to her and won't leave her alone. And Oliver is there and sees this happening, doesn't even recognize her, and it's just like, dude, she keeps saying no, like, you need to leave her alone, and punches the guy and like saves her, total knight in shining armor. And then he's like, wait, you look familiar. He's like, wait, you're Sophia Navarro. And she's like, yeah, I am. So then they kind of form this like friends with benefits type situation ish, but they're keeping it on the low because her family is like old money, rich Spanish family that doesn't like she's a lot of rules pertaining to her life. She can't do a lot of things, and like especially as like a woman, there's like a different set of rules for her other than Cruz. Even though like Cruz is marrying Maddox, who's like not rich and not Spanish, they were like okay with that. But then like if she did the same thing, they wouldn't be okay with it, kind of is the deal. And then and she just knows her brother and her grandfather would disapprove of the relationship in general. And then he is kind of has beef with Cruz, I would say. It's not like serious beef, but it's baby beef. It's a calf. Baby beef, get it? Basically, there's just like drama from their past that they haven't really dealt with, and a lot of it comes from Cruz is from a very rich family, a family who's has a lot of racers in it, who has been set up for life 3 generations or more ago. And then Oliver comes from a family that was very, 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 very poor and really struggled to get him through to racing at the caliber he is now. And he had to make a lot of sacrifices, and his parents had to make a lot of sacrifices. And that reflects in like who he is as a person and the way he races and all of these really cool things. But that just causes kind of like a dynamic imbalance between Cruz and Oliver, so it causes this like conflict for both of them with Cruz, both Sophia and Oliver with Cruz. But this book was very fun. I think I didn't give it as high of like 5 stars or 4 stars just because I don't know, it again, it didn't have that feeling to have like 4 stars or higher. I have to have that feeling of like, oh my god, like I still had moments of that, but I didn't have like the overwhelming sensation of that, if that makes sense. I'm a very feeling reader, can you tell? But I think it was so good, and it was such a fun read, and this was my first series I've read by Bromberg. Honestly, now I'm so excited. She has another like racing series. I'm pretty sure it's NASCAR, which I've never read a NASCAR series, but it gets a lot of good reviews, so I might read that series. She also has, I'm pretty sure I literally even screenshotted a series because I was looking through a bunch of them because she has like a ton of series out. I think she had a series where it follows sisters, and then each of the guys is a different sport, which I love because I think it gives room for like smaller sports because I love when it's not just like the big sports, and I think that one had like soccer and some other ones that like there aren't as many books about, which always gets me excited. And I love F1 books. I love F1 books. Like, sue me. I love F1 books. They're so fun. They're so fun because everyone's on the same track. Like, it's like competitive. It's very cutthroat. There's only 20 of them on the circuit. Like, I don't know. It's so fun where they get to travel everywhere. Like, that's so freaking cool. They get to travel so many cool places. So that makes such a cool backdrop for these books. That's like, they're traveling through all these beautiful places. And like, I like watching F1, so it just makes me more excited and like into the book and everything. And I think this is like a perfect example. If you like the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher, you should read this series because it's really, really good and I think really comparable. And literally my average of these, I mean, I'm not going to do the math, but probably is like 3.75 or 4 or something. I don't know, like really high. So it's clear that this book series is really, really, really good. So thank you for watching this video. You are beautiful, kind, wonderful, talented, smart, fun, fast, and oh so talented. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.